Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya? So we're going to go back to our lesson 1, part 2, and this we're dealing with viewing our rulers, checking our preferences, units, and increments. So we're on page 1/22 at the top. It says click view on the menu bar. So we'll go up to view, click that. And then note the shortcut key on the Fit All in window command. Right here, it's Alt-Control-0 is the shortcut key. Then click Fit Artboard in window. So now our artboard is as big as we can see it in our workspace. This is considered our artboard. Remember that this is our artboard and this is our scratch area. Click View on the menu bar, point to Rulers, View, and then we'll go down to Rulers. Then note the Hide Show Rulers command and its shortcut key. So Show Rulers is Control-R. The Rulers command is listed as either Hide Rulers or Show Rulers, depending on your current status. Leave the View menu. So we're going to click over here to get that to go away. And then press Control-R. Control-R to show our rulers. You can also hit Control-R again and it goes away. Do that several times just so you know for sure what that looks like. Note the units on the rulers. So we're going to hit Control-R and we're going to see that the ruler has different units on there. Depending on your preferences you have set, your rulers might be showing inches, picas, or another unit of measure. Click Edit. On the menu bar and point to Preferences and then Units. Edit, we'll go to Preferences and then scoot over to Units and go ahead and click that to show your units. All right, and it looks like our units that I have shown on my rulers are in points. So instead of points, we're going to click right here, and sorry for that little blackout for a second. We're going to click on the list arrow and we're going to hit picas for general. So once we do that, we're going to come down and hit OK. The rulers change to the pica measurements, so you can see that they're a little bit closer together. So I'm going to read to you from the book here. It says picas are a unit of measure used to lay out design long before the advent of computerized layout. 1 pica is equal to 1/16 of an inch, so they're pretty small. It's important that you understand that the unit of measure you set as ruler units will affect all measurement utilities in the application, such as those on transform, panel, in addition to the ruler increments. So go ahead and reopen the units preference dialog box. So we're going to go back to edit and then go down to preferences and then move over to units. Reopen that dialog box. Now we're going to click on inches. Click on inches and then click OK, and we're going to see that our ruler has changed so that it reflects inches. Okay, so we're over on page 1/23. Click Select on the menu bar and then All. Select All. Click View on the menu bar. Then note that Hide Show Edges command and its shortcut keys. So Hide Show Edges. Hide Edges, which is Control H. The command is listed as either Hide Edges or Show Edges, depending on your current status. So leave the menu, and we're going to hit Control H on your keyboard. Control H. I've got a little lag on my keyboard. Go back to select all. So we have everything selected. Now we're going to go to select and then deselect. A couple of different ways of selecting all of your paths. So one of the things about Illustrator documents is that everything is created with the use of paths. So when we talk about select and deselecting, what we're doing is we're going through and I'm hovering over the different paths so you can see how the seat of this motorbike was all created by a path. Okay, so we are on number 5. It says click View on the menu bar. We're almost done with all this instruction stuff. And then point to Guides. Then note the Show Hide Guides command and its shortcut keys. Control plus semicolon. Let's go ahead and hit Show Guides. So we've got guides around here. And then now we're going to go ahead and reselect that to hide the guides. Okay. Or you can just go to View, Guides, and then either Show or Hide Guides. I'll do that again. So here's your Show Guides. And now we're going to go to View, Guides, and then Hide Guides. So we can hide those guides. All right, so we're on page 1/24, number 7 at the top. Click View on the menu bar, and then Show Grid. That's our transparency grid. So I'm going to go to View, and then Hide Transparency Grid. So let's go to View, and then all the way down at the bottom is Show Grid. I use grid a lot if I'm doing tiny work that I have to line 2 things up or check the amount of spacing between letters or things that are really small. I use this grid a lot. So when you want it to disappear, if it's distracting, we go to View and go all the way down at the bottom and Hide Grid. Okay. The next thing we're going to show you is the difference between outline and preview mode in your view menu. So right now we're in preview mode. We're going to go to View and we're going to go to outline mode. So if we click on outline, we can see the object with just its outlines. So these are all of its outlines. We no longer have color to throw our eye off or interrupt us. So we have a better picture of what is going on in the actual object. To go back to preview mode, so that's outline mode. So now we want to see a preview mode again. So we're going to go to View. We need to go up to the top. And Preview. Okay. All right, so the next thing our book wants to show us is that if we go to Edit, over here, click your Edit, and then go down to Preferences again, and we're going to go to User Interface, right here. Verify that the Open Document as Tabs checked box is checked, right here. That is checked, so that's good. And then hit OK. We did that with Photoshop too. Click File on your menu bar, and then go to Save As. My computer is pretty slow since I'm on a laptop. So once your box comes up, you're going to save this file as Motorcross, and you're going to hit the save button. Make sure, I'll type motocross for you. I want you to make sure that when you save your work, you're going to save it in your H drive in your computer graphics second semester book lessons file. Okay, so let's type motocross on here. Motocross, and then the save type as is Illustrator, but once again you need to go over here and you are going to navigate over to your H drive. Yours is a little different. Yours is going to look different than mine because I'm on my laptop working from home and I don't have my all my Pike H drive and all of that here. So I'm going to hit cancel for me, and I'm going to add a brief little intermission there. So I saved my motocross to, you guys can see I changed the title of it. I saved mine to my desktop, but you know, yours goes in the H drive. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of mine. And we're ready over on page 125. It's going to start to get a little more exciting. We can open up new documents. So 125, 1/25, number 6 says open Illustrator 1/2 AI. And then so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Canvas in order to open mine up and scroll down to book lessons. And then Illustrator lesson 2. I'm sorry, we are still in Illustrator lesson 1. And we're gonna open up A/2, A1/2. And see right here, it downloaded it. And we're gonna hit open, and it should open it up in Illustrator. Okay, so here's where the fun gets. We are going to skip over number 6 and number 7. Number 8 says position the mouse pointer over the upper right or bottom right corner of the document window and click and drag the center of the monitor window to reduce the window to approximately half its size. So I assume your book is talking about down here at the bottom. If you click it, you can reduce it, make it bigger, or you can make it smaller. I think your book also wants you to know that you can take these tabs and undock them from your Illustrator program. And we can take this window and we can take the bottom of it and we can make it bigger or smaller. In order to have our workspace function differently. The other thing that you should know is that when you have undocked one of your files from the actual tabs, that this is considered a floating window. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this up, which is what you can do until you get to that blue line. Just like that, we can dock that window back in there, that file back in there. And now we're going to go ahead and close A1/2 without saving anything and close your motocross document. And we're moving on. Don't forget about your vocabulary. You have lots of vocabulary definitions on page 128 and 129. And we're going to move over to page 1/30. We're going to go to Edit and go down to Preferences and click General. For the remainder of the chapter in this book, you use this combination of commands to find your preference dialog box. So set your preference, your general preferences to match figure 31. So take a look at your book, look at figure 31, which I can barely see it. But your book goes on to talk about your keyboard increments. The keyboard increments determine the distance a selected objects move when you click the arrow key on your keypad. The measurement entered, 0.0138889, which is actually 0.013.